What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've taken a little bit of a hiatus from making videos, and this was one that we've been focusing on in the past, but you might notice the color looks a little bit different than it did before. Quick backstory on that car before we get to this one. So Colton, let's run through this story, what happened with the last van. So things were going so great. You'd built out the interior, you had painted it for a pretty penny. They did a terrible job painting it. And then after that, you broke the transmission.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then I got piston knocking. So not rod knock, but piston knock.
Oh, right. Okay, so this was the story. He went in to address the engine knock, and then as he was leaving the parking lot, reverse decided to not work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after that, the green van went away. I unfortunately couldn't follow much of the build, but let's get down to it. This is a different van. This is what year now?
So this, I went from an 05 to an 07 Econoline E250.
You leveled up.
Yes, and so believe it or not, this one has way more miles. It's a former HVAC van, and I got it from a guy who is the second owner in Washington, and it was probably like the best deal on an Econoline on the West Coast, honestly, on OfferUp and eBay anyway. And the best thing about it up front was that the last one, the problem was it had a sliding door. And the sliding door thing is get caught in the track 24/7. It was always jammed. Water would get trapped in there. It would rust. It sucked. And so this one, I needed to have barn doors, which I have. It's way better because now I can do this. I can like panel the side. I can put storage on there. I can like sound deaden. It's just way better. Way mo better.
So let's just say before we dive in that it's still a work in progress, but obviously way farther than the last one had ever come. And the big thing with this one is even though that was a California van and this is a Washington van, somehow this one has way less rust.
So this one is actually from Oregon originally.
Okay.
So this was the same thing. I
even
mean,
rustier state.
Yes, exactly. So I mean,
so
do you think we should go in from the side and then work our way back?
Sure. I mean, we could start here. Like you'll see all this black stuff, this is the secret sauce. So if you're restoring cars or doing anything where there's going to be moisture or rust, this stuff's called POR 15.
Yeah.
And you saw I did the same thing to the bottom of my Z. It really is magic stuff. If you want to prevent rust, it's the way to go.
And so I actually was so tired of dealing with rust from my last car that I spent like probably 2 weeks just like I POR 15 like the whole floor, the whole ceiling, every part of the wall, like underneath every bit of this is like glossy, thick, like $175 for a gallon paint.
Yeah.
And I was not playing any games.
Man versus rust. I think you're going to win this round.
Yeah, no, I was not playing around this time. All right, so basically...
Let's start with the floor up.
Yes, so again, POR 15, everything up, the whole floor is this glossy. And then if you get down, you'll see, see this here is a frame that I built out, and the floor has like grooves built into it. And so I built like the frame into the grooves and just used like Loctite premium 3X, like super strong adhesive, did it on there. And then I put this foam insulation in between the frame. Yep. And then I put this 3/4 inch ply on top of that. And then I put laminate on top of that. And so, I also dynamatted the floor.
Right.
So super quiet, way more quiet than it was.
Yeah, compared to the green one, this is like dead quiet on the freeway.
Oh yeah, it's actually like doable. Before I basically just had a convertible. From there, I did a frame for the wall, so you can kind of see it like right in here and like right in here. You basically frame out the walls after I dynamatted the walls, and then you put insulation on it. And then my mom was actually nice enough to, she was worried about me getting cold. So this stuff right here, this insulation, we like tripled up on it. So I bought like 3 rolls of it. So there's like 3 layers of that stuff in the walls, and it is absurd how well insulated this thing is. Brendan knows, if you're in it for a few minutes, your body...
it's like too hot.
Yeah, you're like, even on a cold, windy day like this, I mean, cold being like 60 here, but it's windy, like your body heat just makes it so you're muggy and you're hot within a few minutes. So
show them the solution for that.
Oh yes, well, we'll start front to back right here.
Let's.
I got this turf installed in the front, so it's nice on your tootsies. I think it's really nice. My girlfriend hates it. Sorry, babe. And so here was where I actually started building furniture. Got a little cabinet right here. I'm going to put a piece of live edge wood across this. So this will be, you just flip this up, and then here I'm gonna have a sink. And
time to flex on him. What is this, Johnny?
This is a Dometic fridge. It was mucho expensive, but I can control it with an app on my phone, and it keeps food very cold, and I love it. And I actually found out the other day, check this out, didn't even know this had it in there. Boom, ice maker. Didn't even know that was in there. Yeah, and there's two. Didn't even know that had it.
Wow, next level.
I know. And so this was a fridge was definitely one of the biggest investments in this whole camper van journey, because they're expensive, but it's like very worth it in terms of which one you get. So it'll keep your food nice and cold and not break on the road.
Let's move back to the bed and the cabinet.
All right, well, first off, you got this guy here. This is a drawer that holds my undies and my socks, and
that's key.
yes. And so, like, essentially, my uncle is making the cabinet face right now in the drawer, so it's not in there. But once he makes that, that'll be installed. Same with this. Once that's made, there'll be a cabinet door here. But you can kind of see the basic layout of everything if you just flip the mattress up.
Oh.
Yep, so that's like clothes, and then right back here is stuff I need but will rarely ever access, like rice cooker, crock pot, things like that. But we actually cut out a hole right here so you can access that part of it.
All right.
Through there. But right here will be a sink. And then you got right in here, storage that goes all the way back. And you're gonna start getting to the fun part.
Let's.
You
So
got,
spacious.
not really. You got a vent right here that the last guy put in, so I was forced to keep it because it's a hole in the roof. And then you got all my shirts, flannels right here, some jackets.
Shirts are good, but tell us about this.
Oh, so this here is a Max Air fan, and you can do it manually or do stuff like this here, whatever. And you know, but I prefer to use the remote because I'm a rich person.
Oh, I see.
And you just hit the on button, and bada bing, bada boom. You got airflow.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, coming around to the back. All right, so this is where it gets a little bit more technical.
Yes, yes it does. So right here you got, you know, your dirty laundry, your gym clothes, you know, raggedy shirts and stuff. You got your shoes, your running shoes, your flip-flops, everything goes on your tootsies. You got your remote mounted right here, so that way you can just, you know, hit it when you go to bed or whatnot.
I think they more care about the actual build than your undies.
Yeah. So right here, you got all my solar stuff. Everything is run off of the solar up on top. That's 300 watts right there, going to a 100 amp hour lithium ion battery, and all the bells and whistles to make it look nice. Then you got going on in here, this is gonna be like, you know, my laptop, important paperwork, things I want, you know, available but kind of out of the way. This is my bookshelf right here. Then you got your bathroom and toiletries and whatnot right here. Then you got my personal, here, close that there. All right, so this is kind of how it gets when, you know,
Pretty dark.
it's there's a little light out that they're coming through the fan, but I can make something to cover that. And then you want to pan over to right here. So even in the dark, you can see right here, that's my battery percentage, but then boom, flip those lights on right there. Yep, you even got a little dimmer right here, set the mood right.
Mood is set.
Yes, but that's all, it's all right there. And this is probably my favorite part of the whole van, is that there's a dimmer with lights. It's all right there.
This is basically like a luxury house, but like 60 square feet.
I think it's literally, it's like a 12-foot bed combined with 5 feet across, and I think
That's 60.
yeah, it's literally 60 square feet. That's the floor plan. So that was spot on. Pretty minimalist, but it's basically just like a little a little pod, and you can take everywhere with you on adventures. And
tell them a little bit about some of your trials and tribulations of building this thing.
oh my god, well, like, I mean,
how long did it take?
Probably about 2 to 3 months, but I was
time though, like every day.
yeah, and I was like surfing a lot of it, but I also like I didn't know what I was doing was the thing. Like I've never done woodworking or auto stuff or nothing, so it was all just new, and especially electrical. But like the hardest part about it is that everything in here is curved and nothing is like a straight. It's not a box. Like a lot of like the Transits and Ram ProMasters, even Sprinters to an extent, they're like very boxy. Versus like everything in here, it's just curved. So you can see like right here, there's like a gap that comes along as you go along. That's not because like I don't know what a straight line is. It's because the van is curved and it just looks wonky if you like have one trim side that's like that big and another that's that big. So eventually I'm gonna put a trim piece around here.
So building the interior was hard because it's both front to back it slopes down, but also like from left to right it slopes inward, which you wouldn't expect from the outside. But
yeah, no, you would. So like if you look at like the back of all this stuff here, it's just weird. Like this side is way longer than that side, and trying to like put it together and make it so that you don't notice that is difficult, because you have to like trim it so like if you'll notice right here there's like a crack in between. That's literally because it's like you can't do it. I mean, unless I would have sat there with like a sander and gently made it so like if you'll see right here, you can kind of see what I mean. Like right here, all the furniture is like formed like this to the wall, so it's like going with the slope. And although that doesn't look great, I'm gonna put a piece of trim there so you don't see it. But like everything in here, even the stuff you don't see, is like that. It's like you have to go with a sander of some type and just gently sand it until it fits in well enough that it looks straight on the outside. So that was definitely the hardest part. I would say honestly there wasn't any huge hiccups in building it. It was just time and acquiring the knowledge.
Yeah, all the information is out there.
Yeah, and I mean it is, but like for every build you do, there's gonna be some parts where you're just like figuring it out and no one's done it before. And
like a hanger.
Yeah, like a curtain rod, finding a way to get this thing in there. But yeah, like there's gonna be something that you're just going like,
that's every build though, especially when you're doing like custom stuff. Like it's never gonna be exactly right or exactly how you planned it, but now it's all yours.
Now it is all mine and I don't have to pay rent like all you suckers out there. You could have just lived in a car.
Fools.
Like even yesterday, like 2 days before I leave, my solar, like the whole system just stopped working twice and I have no idea why. And I have my suspicions about what it might be, but I like don't really have time to fix it. It's working now. Yeah. And I need to figure it out. But yeah, just like random stuff like that where you just go, I have no idea what's happening with this. But as of right now, the lights work, the fridge is being charged and powered, so.
Yeah, the solar is more than adequate for whatever you're running.
Oh my god, yeah, no,
it's
seriously.
Like a bit of overkill.
It is. Well, that's the way I designed it though, is like I knew it was overkill, and like now there's like 300 watts, especially 300 watts powering one battery for one person is all like, if it starts raining or if it gets cloudy, then I don't have to worry as much as if I had like one panel.
Yeah. Like
having 3 is definitely overkill, but I'm never going to worry about if I have enough power just for me, myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll always be set, and at least have a fan and a fridge for food. So that was my goal, and I think I achieved it.
Let's do a quick lap around the outside and then we'll call it.
Okay.
Go show them your ladder.
Okay. Well, I took the bumper front and back and freaking did bed linered it. It's very dirty now after spilling a bunch of stuff on it, but it looked better at the time. So this is a pretty cool story. This rack was actually, when I got it, because it was an HVAC company van, it had a rack that was like past the back of it all the way to like past almost the hood. It was huge. It was 14 feet long, I think. So it was like almost the length of the car. And this thing weighed what? Probably like 100 pounds.
Oh, it was heavy.
It was heavy. And so I got like 5 or 6 other guys. We got it off, and even that was challenging. And I had a buddy, I cut it into a third, so it was just big. It was like perfect, like just to fit 3 panels on. Like all these, they fit on. There's like ½ inch of room left. Like it's so snug, and it just happened out that way. But I had a buddy, shout out to Peter, weld on the ends, and then I bonded and shaved them a little bit. Looks pretty janky, but you know what? I don't care. And then I bed linered the whole thing to match the bumper and got some real strong nuts and bolts. And now this baby is on there. There's no getting this thing off, which I'm very happy about that. And so, yeah, and then fast forward to this. This also cost me a pretty penny, but
It's worth it.
It is a ladder from...
Now people know.
It is a ladder from Illuminous. And, you know, go up to the Thule box, and I gotta say, the Thule box is like a game changer because it added so much extra space to like what I'm able to do. And like, I haven't even used all of it. I'm gonna put my tools right here, but this took like, I mean, it's go bag, medical bag, hiking bag, all my hiking stuff, rock climbing. And it's like my wetsuit, a tent, a sleeping bag, my luggage, snow gear, basketball, tools, all of that stuff can fit up there, and I don't have to try and like make it into something that I have to fit underneath my bed, because this made it so that my everything in there is just stuff I use every day, and it's just super, like, it doesn't feel cluttered because I'm not trying to jam everything in there.
For sure.
And so that made everything just so much better. And yep, everything you notice on the roof, there's also some Pour 15 where I noticed the paint was, oh yeah, so my last van, the gutter actually started to rust like in certain spots, and like some parts of the gutter you could like literally pry it off. And so I was like, not today, Satan. And I took Pour 15, put it all along the gutter. So this van is also kind of really a statement against rust. That is, that's half of what it is. Oh yeah, also, you know, shine up the tires, bed linered the rims, all that good stuff, you know.
Yeah. I think just the two-tone with the black and the red works.
No, it does. And I mean, you know, the thing is, you could kind of see here, there's like a wrap, and you can see the letters of the HVAC company of what it used to be. And
once you get it polished though, it'll be...
Exactly. But that's the thing, is because it was a wrap, half the van is like brand new. Like it's literally never seen like the light of day, except for when I've had it. And so I think if I get a polish, all this stuff, it'll be good. I kind of wish they'd left the company logo on there, because I think I would have been a lot more stealthy with it. Like no one would have known of his camper, and is like...
I'm pretty sure HVAC vans don't have a ladder and a big box.
That is something I've realized. I don't necessarily regret, but there are things about this where I go, there's just trade-offs. So like, if you'll notice, my bed in there, it's stationary, it's like solid, and it's a thick mattress. I did that because sleep matters to me, and I wanted a comfortable mattress that wasn't gonna hurt my back, and I wanted storage. But in turn for like a trade-off for storage underneath, I gave up functionality. So like, I can't flip my bed up into a couch and have people in there and entertain. So it's like things I gave up. And that's fine to me, because I think if you live in it, you want more storage than to be like, hey, want to come chill in my car? Because people don't do that even if they have a house. But like for this, when I did stuff like have a crazy solar rack on top where I didn't have to drill into my solar panels into the car, I have like a Civic ladder, a Thule box that makes everything mo better. It looks kind of like tricked out of the black. I gave up the stealth aspect in that.
That's okay.
And now like, if you look at this, you can like clearly tell it's a camper. Like no one's lost on that. You know, like
you're not fooling anyone.
I'm not fooling anybody. And like, if someone sees this in a parking lot and they're like knocking on it, I can't be like, no one's in here. Like, they're like, yeah, those giant solar panels, and we hear a TV going, you're not in there. So I'm thinking about just going all out at this point and getting like...
You need a lift.
Dude, no, I'm thinking about getting like surround sound in there, a little projector,
Yeah.
TV, so that way I'm just like, you just hear like just crazy sounds going off. I'm watching like Saving Private Ryan's gunshots everywhere. Yeah, just go all out.
All right. But that's the build pretty much. He's about to leave and go out of state, so I just wanted to give a quick update.
Ooh.
Obviously, it's way different from the last time that the van was on the channel.
Mostly that this one works.
This
That's
one
the big-
works.
the big difference.
It goes in reverse, which is great. It doesn't have a knock, also great.
Doesn't have rust. Dude, this thing, shout out to Ponderosa HVAC Heating and Cooling. You guys kept great care of your vehicle. Like, if I lived in Oregon, I'd go to only you guys for HVAC services. But dude, like, I got it, and like, there's no rust. There's not really any dents on the side. Like, it's never been an accident. It was kept up. You guys did good.
There we go. If you guys have any questions about the build, you can obviously leave a comment. I'll put Colton's Instagram down below so you can go blow him up. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.